Hello everyone, this is part 2 of the places to visit in New Zealand. So I've already done the North Island, so guess what? We're doing the South Island. Okay, let's get into it. Again, these are all in the order that I visited them. Obviously stopped at more places in between, but these are the top 3. Also, the sun has just gone and it's gotten a lot darker, so sorry, I'm using natural light. Let's jump into it. So the first place is Tasman, which is in the north of the South Island, and it's a national park. It's absolutely gorgeous. There are loads of different hikes you can do. The one we did was, I need to look it up. Okay, I've looked at the map. I'm not 100% sure, but I think we did the hike from Medlands Bay back to Tasman. And by Tasman, I mean Tasman Village, because Tasman is the whole national park. So what happens is you can get a water taxi out to one of these points along the coast, and then you walk back into Tasman Village. You can also obviously do it the other way, but then you've got to walk back as well. So it depends how much time you've got, really. It's just an absolutely gorgeous walk, especially if you have a nice day. You can go swimming. We also had to do a river crossing at one point, which was icy cold, and also my friend Vicky fell in the water and it was very funny. Oh no! Shout out to Vic. Obviously, you can choose the length of your walk that you want to do and get dropped off as far as you want. There's also some multi-day hikes you can do if you want to do like an entire loop of the park. There's the famous Split Apple Rock there as well, which is a rock that's split in half and it looks like an apple. Hey, like it's in the name. So also if you just get the ferry out to do one of these hikes, you go past the Apple Rock as well. Guys, I keep saying also, but there's a lot of things to add. So we also saw dolphins on our ferry out, which was insane. Like, I saw some dolphins in Australia, and I was actually skipping Kaikoura in New Zealand, which is the main place people go to see dolphins. So I was like, oh, I'm not gonna see dolphins, but it's fine, I saw some in Australia. And then we saw them in Tasman, and it was insane. Like, so many dolphins. We got so lucky. So that's also something you could see if you go there. I also got up on my second day to watch the sunrise. Also on that beach, I think there's at some points of the year there are penguins. I'm pretty sure I took a picture of a sign that said that, but yeah, watched an absolutely gorgeous sunrise and got some incredible pics too. The second place that I recommend on the South Island is Franz Josef. This is a little town next to Franz Josef Glacier. It's really small, there's not much to do there, but what there is are hikes and the famous heli hike. So I actually didn't do the heli hike, and it's probably the one thing I regret not doing. It was very expensive, but I didn't want to do it because I hate caves and I hate caving, and parts of it looked like you'd be squeezing through holes and stuff. But looking back, I wish I'd done it, and I would love to go and do it. It's the one thing I'm sad to miss, and I'll put some images and videos from my friends who did it, and it just looks insane. So if you're there, definitely recommend doing that. The 2 hikes that I did were Roberts Point and the Calorie Gorge walk. So Roberts Point says online that it takes 5 hours 20. We did it in about 3 hours because we were sprinting to do it because we only had an afternoon to do it in, and we didn't want to miss the shuttle back to Franz Josef. So we did it really quick, but it's gorgeous. You get an amazing view of the glacier. There's also loads of viewpoints along the way to look at waterfalls and the glacier. Absolutely stunning. It's a bit of a difficult hike. It's not a direct track. There's a bit of scrambling involved, kind of like you just climb up some vertical tree roots at one point, and the ground is very uneven. You do have to do a little bit. It is a river crossing, but there's lots of stones you can step on, so you don't actually go in the river like we did in Tasman, so that's worth thinking about as well. Just overall, it's a beautiful place to be as well. My third recommendation for the South Island, guys, I've spoken about it before, you guessed it, Queenstown, my favorite place on the planet, I think. Crystal clear waters, wonderful city, so many things to do. It's like a little ski town because there's 2 of the biggest ski areas in New Zealand nearby. Oh my god, the Remarkables are the most iconic looking mountains I've ever seen. Like, they're so spiky. Which sounds silly, but they're just gorgeous. Everything is gorgeous in New Zealand, guys. So in Queenstown, there's the famous Ferg Burger and the Ferg Bakery. Definitely worth the hype, but it gets really busy, obviously. There's also a luge in Queenstown, like there was in Rotorua, which I mentioned in my other video about the North Island. So much fun, and also just beautiful views at the top of the gondola. There's also a hike that you can do from Queenstown or from the top of the gondola, which is called Ben Lomond. and that's a really nice hike. I unfortunately didn't do it because I felt really unwell the day that my friend did it, and I was like, I'm just gonna chill today. But that's a really popular hike. I also did a little solo trip to Arrowtown, and I did this in autumn, and it was stunning. It was so beautiful. So Arrowtown is a little old mining town, and it felt like you were in like a Western movie. It's such a good town. Like, it felt very American, but it was so cute and like so pretty. And there's like, you can walk along the river, crystal clear river. There's loads of cute cafes and bakeries. Really cute, guys. I keep saying it, but really cute. On the day I did Arrowtown, my friends did a winery tour. Near Queenstown is a really big wine region, so definitely if that's what you're into, do a wine tour. We also went and watched my friends do a bungee jump. I did not want to do a bungee jump, guys. Sorry, like, not for me. They did the highest bungee jump in New Zealand, which was just crazy to even just watch. And two of my other friends did a swing as well, which I kind of wish I'd done. It looked pretty scary. Oh my god. But yeah, that's another thing. There's a lot of adrenaline activities near Queenstown. There's also the Shotover jet in Queenstown, which is this really fast type of boat which you go on the river. Also, amazing nightlife in Queenstown. We did a really good pub crawl, and you go to an ice bar, which is just a unique experience in itself, and we went to a silent disco. So yeah, great nightlife as well in Queenstown. I'm back, my camera died. The final thing that I'm including in this Queenstown wrap up is Milford Sound. So we took a day trip to Milford Sound, which is a really long day because it takes about 4 hours to get to Milford Sound, and along the way you stop at different areas within the national parks, take pictures. The mountains are insane, and it's a glass roofed bus that you're in, so you can see the mountains. Literally, they're so tall and so close that you just look up and they're like above you. It's bizarre. You also go through a really long tunnel through a mountain called the Homer Tunnel, which is an experience in itself. It's a little bit scary as someone who doesn't like caves and being underground, but really cool, and it's the only way to get to Milford Sound without using a boat or an airplane, because there is an airstrip at Milford Sound, and you can actually get a plane from Queenstown to Milford Sound, and that takes about 45 minutes. So also an option. We then did a ferry trip around Milford Sound, saw all the waterfalls. It happened to be a sunny day when we went, so we had like really nice views, and it was warm, and we still saw some waterfalls, but loads of people say that it's actually better to go to Milford Sound when it's raining, because you get even more like of the temporary waterfalls that come out, and it's just like apparently really magical. But we were very glad that it was sunny because it was cold. Milford Sound is also right next to the Tasman Sea. You go all the way out so you can see the sea, which is pretty cool. And yeah, you get lunch included on the boat trip that we did at least, and then you just drive back, and it takes a very long time, but definitely worth it. Those are my top 3 recommendations for the South Island. Obviously, as with the North Island, I went to a lot more places, but those are just the top 3 things I'd recommend. If you guys have any recommendations yourself, leave them in the comment, and make sure to like and subscribe to see more content on New Zealand and travel. Bye!